I'd like to welcome Charles Sloan to this video today. Welcome, Charles. Charles just published in Oxford Museum General about memorization. It's all about how to make our memory function better. Charles, at the same time, on his way and has lots of teenagers tuning in today. Can you give some advice about improving our ability to memorize? Hello, yes, of course. I'd like to start by talking about the process of memorization. It's try to look for me to understand the process if we want to make adjustment to the way we function. We all use memory in the same way. It doesn't matter whether you use it for revising for your final or another, standing all out of the supermarket trying to recall all particular items from the grocery list. Oh, I'm afraid that I always forgot to take my list. You and thousands of people too, Mary. We learn to use our memory when we are still at nursery school. Young children naturally very good at working out how to remember things. The tips I'm going to share today are based to the things that we used to do to help remember when we were children. Process memorize occurs in two distinct forms. Do you know what they are? Are they long-term memory and short-term memory? That's right. But these are completely separate concepts. We use combination of both types of memory when we want to formulate our thoughts in recalling information, whether we are trying to remember something from decades ago or just an hour earlier. So, what tips have you got from improving our ability of our memory? Right, let's start with association. Association? Yes. We can use word associate in to remember an idea or concept. This means choosing a word or phrases you associate or you try to remember. The words need to be something familiar that you come in contact with daily basis. So, for example, you can use your name of your pet dog to remember a line of specific question. Try it. Repeat the question a few times and say your dog's name again and again. Later, when you exam, just recall the name and the whole questions will come back to you. It sounds good to be true. What else, Charles? Visualization is another trick that we can use. So, you have to visualize the image that is connected to the things that need to remember. For example, if you want to remember to the date by running walking down, you might visualize a picture of a wall with the dates written in gravity. The image of the wall becomes the important part when you remember. You can use several images in a row to remember things like information in a text or a list of ingredients of a recipe. Yes, that makes sense. Singing can help with memorizing too. Huh? Sing? Yes. So instead of reading the text out loud, sing it. Sing it. Sing it is the one of the most effective and earliest memory tests that we use in the learning a new concept. I used to sing a list of historical facts in dates and it works. And do you have to sing it loud in your history exam? No, not allowed, but I did used to sing it in my head and I always get a good mark in history. How? Have you got any more treat, Charles? Yes. I saved the best one till last. It's particularly relevant to any students. Teach it. Teach it. Teach what? Teach whatever it is that we want to remember. So if you're having for English exam, teach the concept to someone else. It could be a real person or a friend in a study group is ideal, or it could be a pretend person. You can just imagine someone that is listening to you as you teach. Better still, record yourself teaching and play on the video to use the material further. That seems like a good tips or tricks. Yes, that really works because in order to teaching, you need to understand it. Teaching reinforces understanding, and although it sounds like tricks, may not really. No, they are just simple way that we can train our brain to be more effective by getting into the habit of using words of associate, visualize, singing and teaching. Our brain develop and works better for us. And of course, there is knockoff effect our memory and our ability to recall all kinds of data. Well, thank you so much, Charles. Now I think we got a couple of questions from our listener.